Hi, team. This is Dr. Towns, also known as Coach Ed, and I wanted to go ahead and get this out. This is a very important, very timely um, video I want to do for you because this is about the time where we mid-April and universities, and I will host a list of the schools across the country that offer this type program. And I don't think I've done this before. I wanted to. I may have mentioned it, and I think I promised that I would get the information out. So let me go ahead and do that. It's called a summer bridge program. Um, this particular program is an amazing program. I've done three of them, which I wish I have done more. Um, the let me just give you the overview, and I'm gonna read it word for word because it's a very good description of the program. And what is a summer bridge program? It is an academic and social transition initiative typically offered by colleges and universities during the summer months before the start of the student's first fall semester. This program is especially designed for, listen to the students, the group of students that it's designed for. First generation college students, underrepresented minority students, students from low income backgrounds, students who need additional academic support, and incoming student athletes. Let me park right there. All the rest, yeah, I get it. Yes. Let's make sure that these students get a chance, get an opportunity. But let me go back to the incoming student athletes. Um, Being a student athlete is a privilege. It's a moment of dedication, um, and you're asked to do what the normal student would do, and that's to go to class, study, pass the test, interact, have a balanced social life. On top of that, on Saturdays or whenever they participate and perform, they're asked to do something they really, really love, a sport they enjoy, um, and that's being a student athlete. Uh, Notice I said student athlete and the student first, because in order to be an athlete in any um, college in this country, you have to be eligible. That simply means that academically, you must go to class, pass tests, and you must reach a certain threshold in order to be eligible to participate. And you're asking these students, these 19-year-olds, these 18, 19, 20 year olds to do this on top of going to college, to class, to graduate, and to have a career. Um, I was one of those. I was fortunate to get a scholarship to Tennessee in track and field. I was a high jumper and hurdler. Um, and when there were moments there, I thought I was there to run track. Um, Quickly, with the help of coaches and my father mainly, he helped me to understand the blessing I had just received. He helped me understand that if I were to leave Tennessee, where would I go? I hadn't thought about that. All I said I was coming home. But my sophomore year, I got myself together and had two very good junior and senior years. But the overall aspect of this program is great. If you fit, if your child, or if you know somebody that fits into any of these categories, and I will post the universities and colleges that currently offer this program, I would encourage you to call, email, to check the websites of these universities or colleges and see if they are offering this program. If they are, I guarantee you they are well into registering students for the program. They are working with coaches. Um, and there's a little thing here where the college coaches will have a student who's a great athlete, but the grades may be a little low, and they want this athlete or these athletes to be a part of this program to do a number of things: be on campus, get a feel for the university or the college, but also go through 4 to 6 weeks of intense academic rigor in at least 3 courses, which they go to every single day for those 4 to 6 weeks, or maybe 8 weeks. I like the program. Let me give you that list again. And before this starts, let me just say, I'm just relaying information. If you are sensitive to some of the populations of students that I'm mentioning to, I'm sorry. I'm just trying to get the word out. This is what I have chosen to do. And no matter who the students are or what they are, what color, what creed, I'm going to get that information out to that student. If that student needs it, I'm going to provide the information. Here again, first generation college students, underrepresented minority students. And I'm going to add one right here. I just mentioned the first generation students. And these are students whose parents probably didn't go to college, or they went but didn't graduate. And this child going to a college or a university now will be the first in their generation, in the generation of that family, to go to college with high hopes of graduating. Underrepresented, that could be a number of minority students. It could be Latino, it could be for the Native Americans, it could be lots of students. Let me add one to it: underprepared. Um, I think I've seen it before. I may have made it up. I don't know which one, but that underprepared student who at some point decided they want to go to college, but when they look at their transcript, when they look at their high school grades and it's under a 2.0, you have just made it very difficult to be admitted, to be honest with you. You have gone from probably going where you want to going to where you can, only place you can go. Going from where you want to go, and let's say you want to go to state, you want to go to Carolina, your friends are going there. Great school, everybody knows it. But over the past, from the ninth grade to the 11th grade year, you hadn't done very well. You were a good athlete. You didn't skip a few classes. You didn't turn in assignments. Now you're relegated to go where you can go, and in most cases, that's going to be either a community college, junior college, or it's going to be a private school. And the cost to go to a private school is up there. So compared to a state supported school, just understand that. Um, so that underprepared student who that's the student who wants to go to college. I guess they woke up their 11th grade year. I want to go to college. I want to go to college. But when you look at the transcript, your C's and D's, and you may graduate, but you haven't taken SAT or the PSAT or the ACT. You hadn't taken any of those standardized tests that universities require. Your transcript is not looking that well. Here's an opportunity for male or female to seek out the universities that have this program. Let me tell you what the objective of these programs are. It is truly academic preparation. Um, and the courses they're going to take is going to be your Englishes, it's going to be your math, and it's going to be maybe a history, or it could be an English and math, and those are the core subjects that most universities would like to see you have taken and passed. Or it could be um, like I said, a history, and the history will serve as an elective in most universities. So, aside from preparing you to go to college and getting the feel of college, and keep in mind, these courses are taught by professors. These are college professors who teach this course every single day. They know it backwards and forwards. Their charge would be to, on a daily basis, Monday from Friday, for at least an hour or maybe longer, to work with a student who is underprepared, underrepresented, first generation, first time going to college. Get that student at a level of competency to pass the course with at least a C. They're also prepared for college readiness. In addition to this particular program, they're going to talk about things like note taking. They're going to talk about things like taking test strategies. They're going to talk about the use of academic resources. And then they're going to talk about time management. Now, I've seen it. I've seen it. I've seen it. These kids come to campus and they think it's a vacation. They don't go to class. The only time you see them is in the cafeteria. You meet with them. They still don't act right. That's a hard student to deal with because keep in mind, you got to understand the mindset from which they came from. There was never talk of going to college in the household, or somewhere along the way, you just didn't learn how to study. Somewhere along the way, you didn't know you got to take notes. Somewhere along the way, you thought it was cool to skip class, but you graduated. So this particular program also is to prepare you the college readiness piece. Make sure you know how to take notes. You go to class. You have test taking strategies. You take advantage of the resources like the tutoring, resources like writing labs to help you with your work, because this particular student somewhere along the way missed some of those resources. Campus integration, introduce students to faculty, staff, advisors, and student life. This is a great opportunity for your child, your student, the potential student, to learn about college, to find out what it. Yeah, it's about homecoming. It's about football games, basketball games. Yes, that is gravy. That is ice cream, but on a daily basis. The student is expected to go to class, interact with the professor, interact with the staff, being the advisors, and having a balanced student life. So it's a good way to integrate a student to a campus. The social support, building your peer networks and your mentoring relationships. After class, there are so many things that you could be involved in. Student government, you could be a, um, you could volunteer for one of the sport teams. You could, and some of the wraparound programs that we call them, you need to find yourself in those. At least check them out. The wraparound programs, like the mentoring programs. A lot of mentoring programs are designed by cohorts. What I mean by that is by certain groups. Let's say if your child wants to be a business major, there is a club for business majors. There is an entrepreneurship club for business majors. Um, look into those things, because there you'll find your friends. There you'll find your roommates. Yes, you got fraternities and sororities. It take a lot of time to get into, and it's a lot of money these days. But that's on the list for some of our students. Um, Building confidence, just fostering a level of self-efficacy and a sense of belonging on campus. And that's when you get into these groups. That's when you get into the extracurricular activities that you make time for. Um, and I really encourage it because it looks really good on the resume. Internships look good on the resume. Things you volunteer for looks good on the resume. Any academic societies that you involve yourself in looks good on the resume, because what it shows your potential employer is that yes, you were a great student. You take tests very well, but what did you do outside of the classroom? Who did you volunteer to help? Who did you work with or work along with that's going to hone some skills, some leadership skills, that sort of thing. And then retention and graduation. Being a part of this program, it gives you a head start. You're going to go into your fall semester with it anywhere from 12 to 15 credit hours already in the bank. So you are a semester ahead. Don't blow it. Your momentum is good. You got a good idea of what you need to do. You need to study. You need to take notes. You know the professors, and you're now you have the GPA to be admitted into the university that you want to go to. more than likely, the university that you attend the summer bridge program at or in or whatever, they want you to come to them. And it may not be a bad idea because you know the lay of the land. You are familiar with the um, the professors, the staff, and now you're the woman about town because or the man about that because you know everything about the campus, who's what, who to talk to. You got some clout, and that's very good. But it increases your likelihood of staying in school. Having gone through this 6 to 8 week course increases your chance of student success, persistence, and that just means you keep going. You after your first semester, I'm excited about my second semester, and on and on and on. Next year, you know, it's graduation time, and that's a good look. Just some features about it. Again, it can range from 4 to 6 weeks, 4 to 8 weeks, 6 to 8 weeks, depending on what they do. Summer courses and workshops. The workshops range from financial literacy, note taking. Um, Now, I'm quite sure AI would be a part of this type program because it's the latest thing. Cohort based experiences, and those are if you want to be an RA, um, you'll be a good candidate because you already know the campus. Um, they're always looking for student help along those lines. So that may be something you want to get involved with. Residential and commuter formats. More than likely, stay on campus. Everything's right there for you. That's a better way to deal with it. Faculty led classes and tutoring sessions. So important. So important. Um, Most often, the faculty member would have office hours where you can go and in a one-on-one situation, you can ask that question or tell the professor, you know, professor, I'm lost. I have no idea what you're talking about and I need help. I think the professor would appreciate that student more than saying nothing, doing nothing, and at midterms you have an F. And it's been my experience that if you have an F in a class or all your classes, you got to make A's in for the rest of the semester to get a C, to pass with a C. Now, if you haven't done anything, all F's, now you've been asked to make all A's, not B's, to make all A's to get a C to pass the course. That's stressful. That's stressful to say the least. I've seen it happen, but with the help of the faculty, um, wanting to help you get out of that rut, um, they are invaluable. But it's possible. Um, Orientation and advising services. Orientations are so important, guys. You through this program, you get a chance to be a part of some orientations because you're already there. You could be a volunteer for some aspect of orientation, but you've already gone through the orientation. But guess what? You got to go through it again because it's more intense. It's all about welcome week um, because you're still a freshman, so to speak, and they want you to be a part of that experience that you probably didn't get it in the same way that you would get it as a freshman coming for the first time. And then following up, mentoring during the academic year. So important, guys. Don't lose the momentum. Don't lose the excitement you have about learning. Don't lose the excitement of the where you are in your college career. You've already done a semester in 4 to 6 weeks or 4 to 8 weeks. You've already done a whole semester because you went every single day. You started at 9, you finished at 3. You are ahead of the game. Don't lose the momentum. Maintain the cohorts within that group that came with you, stick together, study together, and in 3 years in a semester, you'll be out. Guys, I like this program. I really do. Like I said, I've seen it in action. I've seen wonders from this program. Um, a lot of students I'm still in contact with, either by Facebook or LinkedIn, or they have my number, I have their number. And a lot of these people are grown and have kids now. One is a captain in the Army. Yeah, I think I told this story today. In fact, this young came in with a under a 2.0, came in from Virginia with his family. The mother found the program. He came in with a 2.0, and he just looked different. He had leadership qualities, but one day I asked him at dinner, like, man, what's your story? How did you end up here? He told me that he was a class clown, that his 11th grade year, he wanted to be seen, he wanted to be heard, he wanted to make people laugh. He did all that in exchange. He didn't do his work. Uh, he came to the program, did his work. He was very engaged. So he left, came in with under a 2.0. He left with a 3.7. He joined ROTC, became a commissioned second lieutenant in the Army, and now he's a captain in the Army. Coming in, he just arrived from Korea after, I think he was there for 2 years. Now he's going to Kansas. Um, One of my favorite students that I've ever worked with. That he did it. He did it the right way. Um, and funny thing, a lot of the students that were in the program with him, not only did they do well and graduate, they're still friends, and that's pretty cool. All right, guys, I do thank you. This is one particular, because it's such a unique program. I know it does not resonate with a lot of you, but I pray that you would just do one thing for me. If you know of a family that has a child in this position where the parents were worried, they were worried if they even going to graduate from high school. If you could just pass this video along, this information along, just tell them, look, I saw a video that this may help your son, your child, your daughter, your son. Um, and the legwork on your end is just making a phone call, is sending an email to the list of universities I'm going to provide for you in the description, and seeing what it takes to get into the program. Now, it's going to cost you some money. It's going to cost you some money. I would say anywhere from $2,000, $2,500, $3,000. What you should ask the financial aid person or the admission person is, would I qualify for financial aid? I urge you to do this as soon as possible, because if they are doing a program, they are signing people up right now. I guarantee you. So, all right, guys, that's all I have for you today. I hope you learned something, that there is hope for that student that just, ninth grade year, 10th grade year, maybe 11th grade year. Keep in mind that decisions to go to college were on the ninth through 11th grade year. You don't have any. You don't have any grades for the 12th grade year. You may have um, last year, but hey, decisions are made. They're made already. So that's all I have. This is Dr. Towns, Coach Ed. Um, and as soon as I post this, I'll also post the universities that currently have a program that they're gearing up for to start in June. All right, guys, I appreciate your time. Pass this along to anybody if this does not resonate or didn't pertain to your student, your child. I'm quite sure there's somebody who can use this information. I appreciate it. Thanks.